Hello and welcome to the United Stand. You are live with Mark Goldbridge in the island of Mallorca in Spain, and we've got the latest Manchester United transfer news for you as per usual. So what is it? We're talking Toby Alderweireld, we're talking Paul Pogba, we're talking Robert Lewandowski, and we're also going to be talking something that I might address a little bit later on tonight, but what is the best and worst scenario we can hope for in the next 6 days at Manchester United? Now, I personally think that first of all we'll start off with Toby Alderweireld, and that is the situation that apparently he wants to come to Manchester United, and I think that without doubt, is probably the case. Toby Alderweireld wants to leave Spurs. Manchester United is a bigger club than Spurs, and it's a bigger move from him. Forget whether they've got a better manager, forget whether they play better football. The reality is there's more chance of Manchester United winning trophies than there is of Spurs, because Pochettino has that doubt about him. Good football, but not producing the results. Daniel Levy is always going to be the problem. Massive problem to negotiate with him. The last time we did it was Berbatov, I think in 2010, and it was a bloody nightmare and it went to the last minute. So I think in relation to Alderweireld, it will go to the last minute. But I've got to be positive and say that if we were to sign Toby Alderweireld, then that signing for me would be a good signing. That would be a good signing. He wouldn't have been the number one centre-back I would have gone with this summer, but with 6 days to go, I don't think we're going to get any of the centre-backs I wanted. I really wanted Skriniar. There was a couple of others as well, but we're not going to do those deals. If we can pull off Toby Alderweireld, then I would be happy with that deal. 2009 was Berbatov, sorry. I just rounded it up. I knew it was around that time. So yes, Toby Alderweireld to Manchester United, 29 years of age. He has been a bit injury prone the last couple of years, but he is a Premier League proven centre back, and he's a very good Premier League centre back at that. So I would be happy with that deal. It's not yet. A lot of people say it's definitely going to happen. It's not definitely going to happen, but I think it will. Back three of Alderweireld, Bailly and Lindelof, so Shaka Phillips would be very good. My slight concern about this is something that I was messaged about this morning, was that Manchester United might do Luke Shaw plus a bit of money for Alderweireld and Danny Rose. Now, as I said last night, I don't know what people are on about Danny Rose. I think they're just picking the name and saying he's not bad. He is bad. He's a bad left back. He's not a good left back. He's Ashley Young's understudy at England. I just don't rate Danny Rose, and I think he's a bit injury prone himself. I mean, Zahim Kazi says Rose is better than Shaw. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Sandro is the one, and Sandro is the one that if we want a left back, you get Alex Sandro. If you don't want a left back, you don't get anybody. But Alderweireld is at this stage a positive signing that we can make, and I think that we should get it. I just want to quickly talk about Paul Pogba, because it was tweeted out. Paul Pogba's not leaving Manchester United. Apparently, he's enamoured by the number 8 shirt at Barcelona, and this is a signing. This is a deal that Paul Pogba would really want. I'm not going to get into the politics of that. I'm not going to be arrogant enough to say Paul Pogba doesn't want to leave Manchester United. Paul Pogba wouldn't like a move to Barcelona. At the end of the day, Barcelona are La Liga champions. They've got Lionel Messi. They've got a chance of winning the Champions League. Manchester United at this point have got very little chance of winning the Premier League, no chance of winning the Champions League. So I can understand why, and he hasn't got a great relationship with Mourinho. So I can understand why Paul Pogba might have a desire to leave Manchester United, and I'm not stupid enough to say that that's not the case. But what I would absolutely refute is that Manchester United are not going to sell Paul Pogba with 6 days of the transfer window to go, when we can't even get the targets that we need to get in. We certainly haven't got time to sell Pogba and get a replacement in when we can't even get the signings we wanted to make in. So Paul Pogba leaving Manchester United was always a load of sensationalist crap by whoever was spreading it out, and I've said this from day one. Paul Pogba's not leaving Manchester United, and if he does, then there'll be all sorts of issues, won't there? So no, Pogba won't leave Manchester United. It's as simple as that. Whether he wants to leave them or not, as I say, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But other little story as well was Lewandowski as part of a deal for Anthony Martial. I just saw somebody in the live comments there saying Anthony Martial's now back in Manchester. He is back today. United need to resolve this very quickly, because if Martial's leaving, we need to get somebody in the next 6 days. And that brings me on to my next point. What is the best and worst scenario that Manchester United could have in the next 6 days? Because it is 6 days left of this transfer window. So best case scenario for me would be Sandro, Alderweireld and Perisic. That would be the 3 signings brought into Manchester United, and I'd be very happy with that. And also retaining Martial. That would be good. And selling Darmian and Rojo. I would, my unrealistic best case scenario is selling Phil Jones as well, and probably moving Luke Shaw off if we got Sandro. And we'd, you know what, if we got rid of Luke Shaw, Rojo and Darmian in the next 3 days, we'd probably make about, I'd say, 60 million. So that would cover Sandro's fee, and then you'd still have your 100 million to get Alderweireld and Perisic. So that would be my ideal situation. That is the situation we should have had at Manchester United. We should have had a situation where we brought Sandro, Perisic and Alderweireld in and moved off Darmian and Rojo quickly. But everyone talks about signings, and I just want to say that. When I didn't say this last night, and I meant to say it. Everyone's talking about signings, but look how long it's taken for us to get rid of people as well. I mean, I think Woodward has control on everything in relation to transfers. We still haven't sold Rojo, and we still haven't sold Darmian, and we're all hoping that we're going to make 2 or 3 signings, but we still haven't offloaded players either. So it's not just the recruitment, it's the offloading of players that's been very, very poor as well. So that has been a problem. So my best case scenario for Manchester United in the next 6 days would be Sandro in, Perisic in, Alderweireld in, and Blind and Rojo out. I think it's realistic, and that's my best case scenario. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think we're going to do 5 transfers in 6 days. It should have happened, and that's where the incompetence occurs. What's the realistic situation? I think the realistic situation is probably going to be Alderweireld in, Rojo and Darmian out, and potentially Willian in. That's the realistic one. It's not the best case scenario one. The worst case scenario for me would be Darmian not sold, Rojo sold, Yerry Mina and Willian. I think that's the worst case scenario, because it doesn't make any sense at all for us to do that. But we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. Right, I'm just going to park my feet for a minute and take some questions. Right. Please do drop a like on the video, everybody. I can't even bloody see how many people we've got watching, which is great in the sun. Why, Mark, you think we'll sign a left back in January? No. How many players have Chelsea and Spurs signed? Good point by Michael Percy. I think everybody else is struggling in this transfer window, but I think it's like anything in life, isn't it? You don't make excuses about your failings because of other people's failings. So yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I might need to just spin here because I can't really read the comments that well. That might be better. What do we got? Do you think Woodward needs to leave? I think Ed Woodward needs to move upstairs into the branding part of getting business deals, and I think that we need a proper director of football to come in. Look, we're Manchester United fans, so we're always going to be passionate and we're always going to have our opinions, and I was saying this last night that Manchester United fans, we're all Manchester United managers, but we don't all agree. Some people think Yerry Mina's a good signing, some people think he's a disaster. Some people think we should have got Rebic, some people think it would have been a disaster. Some people think we should get Alderweireld, some people want Maguire. I mean, we're all going to have different opinions, that's the beauty of football. So Mourinho's got a difficult job, but I think what we can all agree with, it doesn't matter about what players you want, what we can agree with is that we needed a certain quantity of players to come in this summer to improve the team that we have. And I'll keep saying it, at this point, and it's been this way for probably, I would say it's been like this for a few weeks now. It's a left back, it's a centre back, and it's a right midfielder. That's what we need, and we haven't done it, and that's disappointing. AC Milan having a better transfer window, says Rumour. Look, I'll tell you what, I like Serie A. I've watched it for years. Look at what Inter Milan have done, unbelievable. Look at what AC Milan are doing. I mean, Juventus are the ones that United should be looking at. Fantastic club with a great history, absolutely bossing this transfer window. They've now got Bonucci as well as Ronaldo. I mean, the business that Juventus are doing, they're not finished yet. It looks like they're going to retain Alexandro as well. I mean, Juventus, I don't know whether they'll win the Champions League, but that Serie A is just, you know, there's a bigger picture there, but we're Manchester United, but some people mention Spurs and Chelsea there. Inter Milan, AC Milan. The Serie A in general is absolutely buzzing. The signings they're making, good quality signings, decent price signings. And the Premier League clubs, I think, as I said yesterday, the Premier League has been hamstrung by the closure of the transfer window being so, by it being so late, so early. Oh God, I'm spinning around here trying to read the. I need to sort this out for tomorrow. It's difficult for me to read. So yeah, a little bit of a recap. Anthony Martial is back in training today. Toby Alderweireld wants to come to Manchester United, and Paul Pogba's not going to leave Manchester United. I don't care what anybody says. That's just not going to happen in a million years. I will be again at 8 o'clock tonight, your time, yes. I'll have my little seat that I rent on the beach. So yes, I will be doing that for you all. Oh God, I think my battery might be running low. That might be the problem. So I think we'll end it there. But what I would like everyone to do is please put in the comments what would be your best case scenario transfer window in the next 6 days, and what is your worst case scenario in the next 6 days. So my best case scenario was Sandro, Perisic and Alderweireld in, and Darmian and Rojo out. My worst case scenario is only Rojo out and we just sign Yerry Mina and maybe Willian. I think that's absolute crap. If we can do something better, you know, there's still time, but the reality is 6 days and what's happening? Nothing's happening again today. There's not, you know, by 10 o'clock in the morning, you pretty much know something's going to happen in the day, and nothing is happening around Manchester United again. All it is about Rojo. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight unless something else happens. Thanks for watching.